Hello, hello. This is Janis, and today I wanna have a different kind of video. Um, it's I don't know how I'm going to like put it all together in the end, but this is not going to be like a focused video on training. It's rather going to be a video that is where I'm just gonna, talk my thoughts out because I, when I was working out, I really liked the premise of when like I've to this date like I've recorded like 4 videos and only one is up right now, the first one, and then last 3 are not up yet, or they might even not be ever up. I don't know. But yeah, I like this format where I can just do whatever I like and talk whatever I like, especially that um, especially like still focusing more like on, I guess, physical activities and such, but I feel like I just sometimes have a need to talk my mind and talk some things out that are on my mind. And well, when I'm like having my training sessions, I guess it really helps me. Well, I feel better afterwards, I guess. It's like I'm talking to someone. And not like it's not like I don't have anyone to talk to. It's just sometimes it's you know it's it suffices even to just hear yourself, your own thoughts. And I do think that helps me a lot. So yeah, today's topic I wanted to cover was about strength, more like physical strength, and my thoughts on, is it actually necessary, and like what are the benefits, in my opinion, at least for me. And I guess it's more like, why do I do it? Well, I can't really say that I'm like somewhat of an advanced person in this subject, because I've been like training constantly since July, and now it's like the start of July, and now it's what the last like part of December, so December 20th. So it's like been like 5 months or something, so not that long, of course. But I've been like doing this pretty consistently, each time going as hard as possible, or at least as hard as I can manage to bring myself up to. Mostly it's like, if I like have to guess, mostly it's like 80 to 90% of what I can actually do. Many times it's 100%. Sometimes it's also like 70%, but usually nowhere like less than 70%. I'm talking about like going till failure. I try to do each exercise like to the failure, and I found that a great measuring method I have for this is, I just write everything down in my Google Sheets. That helps me like to, track and keep tabs on myself, because I know that I'm a pretty lazy person. And mostly if I don't need to, go up like above a certain point, I might not go above it. There are some times when I like so pumped up that I will just go even above and beyond. But mostly it's just I, at the bare minimum I do the the amount of reps I did in the previous training session, so I don't get depression. But I I mostly will try to go at least one rep above it, and if I reach a threshold of 12-ish reps, depending on the exercise, but if I reach 12-ish reps, then I will just up the weight, and that's how I've been doing it for the last 5 months. And yeah, I do see improvements, and yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Oh yeah, I'm drinking this. It's some people might not understand this, but I like this. So yeah, um, about what physical strength means to me, and what I believe. So I don't know if all of you will agree or anyone will agree with me, but I personally think that you actually don't need to be physically strong, you don't need it to survive nowadays. And I do believe that, you know, if you had to choose, for example, to become rich or become strong, I think it would be more wise to become rich. Where I'm talking more if you had to choose where to invest your time, if you cannot have the one or the other. Of course, many will say, "Oh, but you have to." I'm just theoretically saying, if you had to choose rich or ripped, I personally would choose rich, because that buys me time, and if I have time, then I can later on, get ripped if I wanted to. I think. But yeah, it's not. In my opinion, you don't need to be physically strong nowadays. You don't need to, to survive, because there, unless you work a blue collar job, which does require strength. You're a mover, you help people move from the one place to another, and you have to carry heavy stuff. I guess for those kinds of jobs where you actually need physical strength, but even then it doesn't require to be jacked, so yeah, but for most of people, it won't be a requirement to be able to deadlift half a ton, or bench 300 kilos. I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, I'm just pointing out the facts, that you don't require, to be strong for enable to survive, so yeah, those are also, it does take time to do. It does take dedication also, because if it really doesn't cut it if you go work out once a year and then wait until next year. You have to do it with some regularity, at least once a week or something. I don't know. For others, it's some people do it even every day, and even multiple times a day. but but yeah, my regime is like right now it's 4 days a week, sometimes three if I'm like very fucking busy and I don't really have time for it, but or I'm just very fucking hungover. Let's be honest. But yeah, mostly it's 4 days a week. At the start it was like 6 days a week, then it was five, now it's four. Then it was in between there was like also periods where like 3 days, and so the average is four. And so yeah, back to the subject of why I think you don't actually need to be physically strong. Yeah, so you don't need it in order to survive, and it takes time and dedication. So those are like two big, um, um, I guess, issues. Can't really like call them like issues or anything. It's just yeah, the facts. So those are the facts against it, and well, since I'm a pretty lazy person and I like to um, do things as optimally as possible and get results as fast as possible, this actually those two things were the main reasons why I like it took me so long to start. Because yeah, first of all, you don't need it to become successful in life, and second of all, it takes like time and regularity and stuff. So those were the biggest reasons for me why I was procrastinating it for so long. But yeah. So what are the reasons then why I actually started doing it? Well, at the start there were many. Like I was when I started, I was in a point in my life where I felt um, like I was in a very big hole, if you can call it, and I was very not proud of myself in many ways. But the biggest one of them was my physical looks. I have been the skinny guy my whole life, and I'm now 24, and I really like got very tired of it, and just multiple reasons finally stacked up on each other, and I finally decided, fuck it. I bought my first pair of dumbbells, which are the tens, 10 kilogram, right there, yes, and gradually started adding things up. Now I'm talking like I've been doing this for a very long time, but I haven't. It feels like it, because every session is, for me, is more like not the thing I would most want to do. I do it so many times. I enjoy it. Many times it's like I'm pushing myself to do it because I know I have to. When I'm enjoying it, awesome. When I have to push myself, can't really care about it, right? You have to do what you have to do if you have a goal. So yeah, returning to why I'm doing it now. So let's forget the reasons why I started doing it. Let's just focus on the reasons why I'm still doing it now, and why I will continue to do it. Well, one of the biggest mental reasons for me is that I feel I'm learning to be patient. Um, it's a big reason for me because I've also been very impatient for most of my life, and again wanted to like get results quickly and just find shortcuts for a lot of stuff. But but yeah, training really does require for you to be patient with yourself, with your body, with how you're growing, and if you push yourself, like you you know you can push yourself very hard, but I mean there have been like some times where I've like two times where I've pushed myself too hard, and then I had to like I couldn't like train that, like for example a shoulder. I couldn't train my shoulder for 2 weeks because I really hurt my shoulder with lateral raises when I was trying to go above like a certain weight that I was capable of doing at that time. And yeah, also like I was pushing like very hard with squats, and my head was starting to hurt. So that was actually pretty recent. So again, mm, if you go beyond like a certain point where you actually hurt yourself, it's not good. It's actually hurting yourself. So that's why you have to be patient and like you know um, if you like go full out, in your training, and you feel you can't like physically lift it, well, I guess you don't try to move it even more, because every time I do it, I just hurt myself. I feel if I feel like I cannot lift the last rep, if I cannot lift it, then with every ounce of my strength in my body, if I cannot lift it, then I will just give up on it. I will not force myself to like break myself. Uh, I I don't know. It's also like what exercises you do, right? Some exercises do require more form. For example, like deadlifts. Um, you know, and like you don't want to fuck up your major body parts if you're if your like legs cannot like lift it more. Anyways, so yeah, one is patience. The other one, yeah, so patience, and well, of course, discipline. I've also been one of the most undisciplined people that I know. Um, well, I guess not now, but previously, I've been very, I've been a very naughty boy back in my days, and I'm saying naughty and undisciplined like as a synonym to each other at this sentence. Mm, because I had uh, like problems with controlling my impulses, and I was doing stuff I shouldn't have maybe been doing. And well, I'm not regretting anything right now, right? I'm happy the way I am now, but that's just a fact, I can be what I am now because I actually finally like stopped doing the stuff that was making me a bad person, really. And that did require discipline and major decisions in my life. And well, for example, quitting smoking, right? Many people who know me know this, that I used to smoke. Well, I used to vape, I used to smoke, I used to drop the, whatchamacallit, the nicotine pouches, and I stopped it. Once I stopped it, I knew that I can do basically anything I want. I mean it in a way like I am capable of doing anything I want, because that for me was the hardest thing in my life to start to quit nicotine addiction. So lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah. So patience and discipline. I like this discipline thing. For me, discipline is more like I feel more in control with myself. You know, um, yeah. I like the feeling that I can control my impulses, and if I have to or if I need to, I can just not do certain things and such. Uh, I do have to still say that once I am had a bit much alcohol, discipline is sort of not. Well, it is there. I still don't smoke. But regarding like stupid stuff, like I don't even want to say certain like what exactly, but I can become a bit unhinged once I'm like really fucking drunk. But that's one more thing, like what I would like to, I guess, in time change in myself, is that if I do drink alcohol, then it's not like I have the capability of stopping, because for me, if I like sometimes, like maybe once a week, I drink a glass of wine, like one glass of wine and nothing else. If I'm by myself, that's completely fine. But if I'm out with friends partying and drinking, it's no discipline there. I drink myself until I don't know how I got home, and it's not common, like, but still, not too proud of myself with those, with that. But yeah, discipline. So patience, discipline. Um, Also, I do like the feeling that I am becoming physically stronger. I know I previously said that you don't need it, to be successful, and I still stand by it, but I do enjoy the feeling when, like, I'm becoming actually stronger. And previously, where I was the weakest in the group, now I'm like becoming one of the strongest in the group. I'm talking about group of friends, and it's also a cool feeling, and yeah, you know, being able to lift heavy stuff is pretty cool. I guess that's pretty short. So that was the third. Fourth one is I do enjoy that I am also becoming bigger, um, aesthetically more beautiful, I would say. Uh, yeah, it's just a stronger, muscular, more body, more stronger, more muscular body, and it just also looks very cool. And it's I know it's like still like been 5 months. I know, but uh, I haven't looked this muscular ever in my life. I've like seriously been like a stick man for the most of my life. So right now I'm actually like starting to um, become bigger than some of my friends in my group um, that were previously bigger than me. Well, basically, everyone in the group was bigger than me, and now I am starting to become bigger than them. And I know you shouldn't like compare yourself to others, but still, it's like a thing I noticed, right? And of course, I compare with myself. I compare with some older pictures I have, where I used to look like this, and now I look like this. 5 months actually does quite a lot if you're a newbie. Newbie gains are real. It's like previously in my life, my most average weight was 69 kilograms. It was like since 18 years old till, well, 23. Yeah. So constantly, same weight for 5 years, 69 kilos. Now 85 is the norm. 85, now 86 some days even. So that's a big increase in weight for in 5 months. In 5 months, it's 69 to 85. How much is it? 16 kilos. I think that's pretty many kilos. And of course, you have to eat though. You can't forget about eating, right? Eating and rest is a big part of it. Yeah. So that was fourth reason, and fifth reason is I do have some goals in my head. I mean, goals like how I want to look and what I want to push. I do have like this resolution for the New Year's where I want to be able to bench 100 kilos. So for you American viewers, it's 225. Yeah. And right now I'm benching, what is it? 140, 150. Which is 60 kilos for us normal people. And yeah, I wanna squat also 100 kilos. Right now I'm squatting 70, and I wanna deadlift at least 160. I would love my PR to be 190, but I think I'm going to break my body if I try and attempt that, like in a year. But we'll see. I don't have a deadlift PR right now. I know that I can lift 110 kilos 7 times, so I don't know what my actual one rep max could be. But yeah, and yeah, that's like the 5 reasons why I'm doing. And one big reason when I started was I guess girls too. Jacked guys have an easier time of getting girls, I think. And I know this is a bit controversial for many, but yeah, of course you have to have character, right? Even if you're jacked, it doesn't guarantee you any any girls. But yeah, I think most, well, not most, but many guys will like can relate to this feeling too, that um, yeah, girls are also one reason. And but yeah, right now I can't really tell if that's a reason for me anymore. I know it was a big driver at the start. Now it's just more like focusing on myself, not like outward. Um, yeah. And and I really like. Also, this is a big one. I do like the feeling that each training session I try to be better than in the previous session. So try to like get a PR, like and in Latvian we have a saying for this. It goes like this. Um, Pārlikt savai dirsai pāri, which would translate to like jump over your own ass. And I think it's not just a Latvian saying. I think I've heard it other places too, other language, which is English, maybe. But yeah, that feeling is also, for me, very important. To be to push yourself to go beyond what you could do previously. Not all training sessions are like that. Most are. But again, I think it's mostly because I'm still a newbie, and it's going to plateau sometime. But now, every session is about that, or at least like do. Sorry, it's kind of late here, so at least try and do what you could do in the previous training session. So no less than that. That's the minimum. And but optimally at least one rep more than previously. So in over time it adds up, and then you can achieve great things in time. And that's what I'm going for. Some things are still a bit scary for me. For example, if I try and think about, oh my god, I'm going to have to increase weight, it's going to be even harder next time. It's like, yeah, I guess, I mean, that's the whole point, right? You have to do it in that way. If you've achieved if like for me, if I have achieved, like, for example, the 12th rep, I know that in the next training session I will have to up the weight. It's a bit intimidating at the start, but again, just like with the rep count, one training session equals like at least plus one rep. The same I do with weights. I like add 10% more than. So then I would again drop down to like 6 or 7 reps, and then each training session go up till 12. Again, increase weight, then my rep range goes down, and again, like this. And over time, it looks like you become strong and big, supposedly. Well, not supposedly, I can't see results, of course. So yeah, those, I guess, this was my 34-minute rant about what I think about like training, going to the gym, and what are the pros and the cons, and what I've felt myself, and just wanted to talk this out. So yeah, I think 35 minutes is a great start and a great end for this video. So thank you for listening to my ranting, and I'll see you in the next one.